Logitech G, Mountain Dew Leaf, Xfinity, and ESEA.
Fnatic, a team that had great success previously in the last iteration of the Pro League, and now they're looking to start strong yet again. Their opponents, mousesports, could prove to be a little too much to handle. Already seemed like G2 could not muster enough for a win in the first game of our new season. It's our first day. We're hanging out in our spaceship. I've got myself, YNK, and Chatty B joining me to walk through this one. I'm your host, Machine. I mean, we have to start now by just adventuring into mousesports versus Fnatic. For me, this feels like a close game, and I truly have become converted to the mousesports project over the last couple of months.
I agree. I think these two teams are pretty equal in strength, right? I think they have established themselves as the sub-top, you know, just below the top 4, the top 5 teams in the world.
Finalists.
Yeah, and they can beat some of those teams in best of 3s, but they have also established themselves as better than pretty much everyone below them at this point in time. So it's a great matchup to see, in this particular case, who is going to come out on top.
And it is those big tournaments that they're starting to get to, no longer becoming such a trouble and strife. Fnatic, they get themselves legendary status, but they go into Katowice, a crowd that they haven't seen in quite some while, or at least not on the big stage. Now they have a chance. They did get through the qualifier. We can actually take a look at how they got here. Let's look at their journey into getting to IEM Katowice.
One of the most historical esports events of this year is coming closer, IEM Katowice 2018. This weekend, 6 of the 16 spots at the tournament were found through online qualifiers in both North America and Europe. In the NA region, the first qualifier final was a matchup between Team Liquid and NRG Esports. It was a best-of-3 series, and on the first map, Overpass, Team Liquid came out strong, building a 14-7 lead. NRG almost made the comeback though, bringing the score to 15-14, but the last round was won by Liquid, hereby taking the first map. NRG showed great potential in the second map, winning 16-7 and bringing the series to a tie. Liquid's T-side turned out to be too strong on train, and they secured their IEM Katowice spot. Renegades and Luminosity met in the second qualifier final, and this quickly turned out to be a much more one-sided affair.
Flash, open the door, do you want more? And it's going to be 1, 2, maybe the third as well. And
there we go. Has it in hand, can definitely go for the tap. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3! Naf with the clutch comes out on top.
Renegades dominated their Brazilian opponents, winning 2-0.
teams that qualified, that being Liquid and, of course, Renegades.
In Europe, 4 teams would qualify for Katowice. In the upper bracket finals, Danish team Heroic went head-to-head with Gambit Gaming. Gambit fought their way to a 14-8 lead, but even that wasn't enough. A great comeback by Heroic forced the map into overtime, and the Danes took the win 19-15. The second map was close, but with a strong finish on the T side, Heroic made it 2-0. Thereby heading to Poland later this month. Swedish team Fnatic had to take on Hellraisers in the second upper bracket final. With strong performances on the counter-terrorist sides, Fnatic came out victorious on both maps, with Flusha leading the way.
Yeah, this is brilliance from Flusha. Classic. It is going to be Golden taking down Dead Fox, and Bondic left in the 1v2. Lecro is the one to do it. It's Fnatic.
And that was Fnatic and all teams that managed to get through that qualifier. Some big names falling. Gambit unable to convert a 14-8 win, or rather victory. It looked good. 18 to, oh my God, numbers are hard. 14-8, and couldn't close it out into overtime.
2 + 2 is 5, Alex.
Yes, it is.
How far are you in 1984? Because you would have got that reference if you'd finished the book.
I haven't read it. Yeah, I'm 3 chapters in.
Okay, it's a good read.
6 months.
I like what he called he called it like an ink pencil.
Yeah,
it was a biro.
It is a good. You'll get there. I know you'll finish.
I will. Yeah. So give me 2 years and I'll have read a book. Anyway, let's talk about what you guys are reading like a book, and that's Counter-Strike.
Fnatic's resurgence off Golden, right? I think we actually got to see it firsthand with the Pro League when we kicked off the middle of last year, and he joined the team. He was promoted from the Academy squad. You saw them having more structure and stuff. You heard from the players. This is the way we played with Pronax. You know, they were much happier. They're playing a better brand, a better structured version of CS. And for me, the big standout is the way that Crims has approached the game, because when he was in the team with Olaf, Olaf was the guy going for the entry frags and being the playmaker, and Crims was the clutch. He was the rock.
Sure.
He would sit back, he would just get those multi-kills time and time again and pull them out of sticky situations. Now he's doing it all. He's aggressive, he's going for entry kills, he's been able to still do the clutch stuff. They've moved him around on bomb sites, so he's not as readable. And that, for me, is probably the biggest change in any player in the whole team. JW still doing JW things, Flush is still stepping up in the big matches, Lekro impressive with the Deagle, and Golden is an in-game leader that can frag.
Well, from sticky situations to sticko situations, the word on the street was this boy was under some pressure and scrutiny when Dennis was a free agent. Is this have you read into this at all, Yanko?
Yeah, I think this was like not necessarily Sticko not performing or so on. It's just there's a better player on the market, and that's a clear upgrade for the team. So why not go for it? And I think that would have probably been the case if Fnatic didn't step in and then wanted to make a change themselves, right? And Dennis obviously would prefer, I bet, playing for a full Swedish roster than going on an international team like mousesports. But I think for Mouse, you know, it's obvious, as you said, that in the last, probably by this point, a year or so after the departure of Nico, that they were improving all the time, and even after the last changes, finally getting Legends.
Your mic is apparently playing up. We can't quite hear you, Yanko. So Chad,
Sucks to be Yanko, doesn't it?
I just wanted to dive in before you shed any more golden nuggets until we get that fixed. So you can just nod at us.
Well, he can fix everything, right? So maybe he can fix his own microphone right now.
Oh, he'll have a fiddle.
One of the things, right, we're talking about how Fnatic went to Katowice. This is going to be real fun. Maybe he can mime. Maybe we can do something like that.
Well, no, he can give us a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Qualified for Katowice, but mousesports failed twice. They were in the qualifier. They failed there. They were also in the farm skin event, which wasn't a qualifier, but was a qualifier. High contention on the internet about that one. But they lost to Avantgarde, you know, the team we saw at the major, the Kazakhstani guys. Buster was one of the standout players, and they lost to them, and they didn't make it. So there's a lot of question marks, right, about this mousesports team, and if, you know, that Dennis situation you were talking about is playing a role in the minds of, well, it would if I was Sticko.
Yeah.
Right? But hey, buddy, you're maybe on the chopping block, but it's not going to happen. Now you're still in the team. It's professionals. Like this is a professional business, but your feelings can still be
Absolutely. Yeah, well, we're going to be getting Yanko back in, don't worry. But a quick reminder, while we are taking just a quick hiatus from our analysis, we can see what our sponsors are saying. We do see, it looks like the odds are going to be in Fnatic's favor. And I mean, as Chad and Yanko at one point were saying, a promise he was, that this is a good-looking Fnatic roster, and everyone does seem to have a very clear and defined role. That's something that I'm sure our bookkeepers, our sponsors, have kept in mind as well. But mousesports have not been a team to be laughed at. In fact, we saw them make quite the run when the sun is shining. I love this theory, Chad. This makes me so happy that their two deep runs in offline events have been in paradise. Of course, Cancun and Mykonos.
Yeah, everyone loves a good sunny
I thought they moved the camera to you so I could get back to the spot.
It's all right.
TD was messing with me.
He's trolling you.
Got me there.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not ducking for no camera shots. There's a guy who can press a button.
But I think you're back. I don't know.
I think he is. Let's just assume we can hear him.
The green light is on.
And that sounds like a positive thing. Look at this. We're trying to get rid of our pilot headphones, and damn batteries are trolling us now. It's a nightmare. It really is. But we can hear you, Yanko. And the point we were just making is that, you know, mousesports have had big offline wins now, and I think that's where a lot of our faith is coming from.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for the likes of Chris J was one of the longest, had one of the longest streaks of not making playoffs at a major. I think he was at 7 before this particular one, where he finally managed to do so. I mean, when you look at that roster, some of the guys like Robs, I mean, he only showed up a year ago in the international scene. He's already a legend. Oscar, someone who's been playing at a high level for quite some time in different teams, but never really had success on the big stage, managed to do so as well. So mousesports, they had, to be honest, a rocky period after those changes. They only performed well in Mykonos and Cancun, the sunny destinations, right? Other than that, nothing too impressive. But then the major came, which is obviously the highlight tournament. So now it's up to them to prove in some of the other big tournaments that they can maintain that level of form, but as you said, already failed to qualify for Katowice. So.
And level of form is something I do want to just kind of touch on as well. Something that's interesting to me is just the simple fact that I don't know when I'm going to see JW again. Do I ever get to see JW again?
You get little brilliance, like moments of brilliance from JW.
Yeah, okay, they exist, but it's not like I'm an Oscar fanboy. Oscar's filling the void JW has left in my mind.
You're not going to see that JW again. And it's not because of JW, it's because of everyone else. What he was able to get away with before, it just no one can do it anymore. You know, when you see highlight moves from Whoppers, likes of Oscar, Kenny as Guardian, it's not like so much them aggressing and making highlight moves, like doing mad stuff. It's you know, when they're defending a bomb site, defending a retake, and then they have some crazy flicks, but people are coming to them. For you to be the peaker and have as much impact as JW had during that time, and other guys like Kenny S 2015 in Titan, I think that is not something you're going to see, because everyone is so much more disciplined nowadays. They know how to play against you. They won't allow you those easy peaks per se. So I think I agree with Chad. What you are going to see that every now and again. It may be slightly different style, but I think he's been playing well in the new lineup. I think he's been doing his job, as has everyone else.
Yeah, but the inner fanboy inside of me doesn't get that same, you know, bringing the fight to them, exploiting their weakness. That just because of this discipline. So I hadn't considered that. Just everyone around him is just not giving him what he used to get.
I think the difference with him is compared to someone like Fur, who does get away with that, like on the CT side, as the perfect example on every single map, basically, is that JW is an AWPer, right? So it's a lot harder as well. He used to have the sidearm when he could just pull out the CZ instantly and take those brawls, and he'd get away with it if he missed his shot, which was very rare. But now, you know, you have that, what Yanko's talking about, people are always ready for it. Plus, it's the repertoire of your moves, right? You can only have so many. And that's why you see when this team is like looking good, he can get away with a bit more because he's playing with more confidence. He can try out a few things. He just can't do it consistently because, like everything, people are constantly adapting, constantly ready. And there's more eyes on you now than there's ever been before. We've got coaches, we've got analysts, you know, we've got all this kind of stuff. The in-game leaders watching demos, everyone's watching the tendencies. You know, roll the clock back a couple years. You're not going to be looking at their players and their tendencies as much.
One of the big things for me is individually how better players are with their movement. For example, when it comes to shoulder peeking, jiggle peeking, right? If you look at some of the 2015 games, 2014 games, when JW was really wrecking fools left and right, you know, people peeking him would just go for that wide peek. And that's so much easier for you as an AWPer. You know, you don't have to just play the pixel, you can put your crosshair a little bit away, you don't have to move your crosshair, guy's gonna come into it. But now with all the jiggle peaks, you know, what are you doing? When do you take your shot? Do you risk the chance of missing it, then he can wide peek you and get the kill, or do you wait and then maybe someone pop flat? You know, it's much more difficult now for AWPers. Players are just much better at baiting out those shots and not giving you easy shots.
I remember Chad talking about that as well. You know, when you were a player, this jiggle peeking meta didn't quite exist to the same extent. I'm not sure if my headset's died, but I can no longer hear.
Oh, well, you're gone. So I'm going to take over the duties right now. Can I be the vice captain?
First officer.
Can I? The first officer. All right. I thought is
first mate.
First mate.
Yeah.
I think that's on a boat. Are they with us? I don't know. They're ready. They're ready? Oh, okay. Well, have fun.
Okay. Thank you. We will. The first officer has thrown it over to the plebs.
Okay. We're down in the engine room, shoveling in the coal.
Shoveling in the coal.
Having
Wait, so hang on. We're in a spaceship, and we still have to shovel coal into an engine.
Well, to get to that leap speed, Matt,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. A lot of coal required. And it's going to be a bumpy ride, let me tell you.
I believe it.
As we get into the second game, a nice sort of segue there as we move on. Let's move on out of whatever that was. It's going to be Fnatic Sports. mousesports, a bit controversial recently, I guess. It was kind of speculated the sticker was being removed for Dennis, who's actually joined NIP, as we saw today.
Yes.
So he might be feeling a little bit kind of, I don't know, maybe sensitive, perhaps, knowing that his teammates
we had
were...
Dennis and Dennis?
Sorry, what?
We could have had, like, Dennis and Dennis.
Well, he's not. He's in a Sprout.
But let's bring him back.
All right,
we could have Dennis and Dennis. That's all the same org there.
Yeah, absolutely. He could bring him back. But yeah, I feel like Fnatic certainly are the stronger team going into this.
I kind of agree. I think Fnatic looked really good. Obviously, last season they actually topped Pro League. And we weren't sure at the time, bringing in Golden, who last year I rated it. I know some people had debate whether it was Simple, whether it was Golden. I rated him as actually my MVP of the season, just because of what he did to bring the tactical discipline back to Fnatic. Me too. And I thought that over the course of that year, we were all kind of thinking maybe this is an online thing, maybe this isn't a true form sort of thing from Fnatic. I think the major just proved that. I think the fact that they performed the way that they did, they put up numbers against top teams throughout. I think that they've looked very solid. I think that Lekro's come on again. He had amazing major. It's probably the best we've seen him since that one-off Malmo event in 2016. So I think that Fnatic for me is a team on the rise again.
Absolutely. That was very promising at the major. The fact that we finally saw some glimmers of hope. That 2015 form coming in from JW. Lekro, as you mentioned, Flusher looked good. Crims looked amazing. They're definitely a team that's going to be causing some damage in 2018. This is their first showing, I think, officially since the major, so we'll see whether they can step up here. Fnatic versus mousesports on Mirage as well. Actually quite tantalizing. Both of these teams very well versed on Mirage, and Fnatic especially on the CT side. Watch out for them. They're going to be very, very aggressive, especially JW with that AWP. Through. Sunny will be challenged here as he takes a lot of damage there, has to hide in the connector, let them up towards shore. He'll take one shot here, but not showing us that great aim we know he has. Misses out on a chance, and it's the Chris J to lock them down. He's very good at Silence USP.
With that said, as good as he is, he still has to go against Glocks that are busting into the site and doing it in style. Rops, another man who had a great major, all things considered, I think. Takes down Flusha. That brings us back level in terms of manpower, but certainly not in terms of the damage needed to win the round, respectively, because Sticko's on 1 HP, and Rops, unfortunately, has now dropped down to 32. So, bomb at least planted for Fnatic. Bodes well. Sticko as well with that 1 HP doesn't have armor. Not that that would matter if he did or didn't at this point in time, but he does have a kit, more to the point. Fortunately, he's gone far. He's rotated around toward Catwalk, and excuse me, that's actually Rops. I thought it was Sticko. So I was going to say, if he went down to that position, it would be costly to get so far away, but it's not going to be in the end. It's going to be Lekro and Crims finding the kills either way.
Nice work from Fnatic there, going for the mid control at the very start. Smoke towards window, flashbangs in the connector, pushing Sunny back. Someone's dropped out, so we'll take a pause here. 5 on 4, I think it was. Who's left? It's not Oscar, Rob, Sticko, Sunny. It's Chris J who's missing from mousesports right now. So another chance for us to discuss some of the ideas that could be coming forward here. Fnatic will be buying AK-47s, you can see. Crims and Lekra picking those up. The heroes of the previous round. They had armor left over from the previous, so they're definitely going to go on the AKs. Mousesports likely to force buy here. They're actually a team that is quite... I've already done.
Oh, sorry.
You're pointing to the fourth player here. This building. That's why I'm talking nonsense right now.
Just keep going.
Yeah, so they're actually a team that's very disciplined with their force buy situations. They know in best of ones, they're better on the gun rounds. So I wouldn't be surprised. As I said, that Oscar the Orbiters go straight in with PT50 armor. So it's unlikely they are going to take a partial buy. Yeah, the Orpa never usually goes all in. So that's weird for me that Oscar's purchasing up armor straight away. Christian's back in, so it won't be too much of a break here. We'll work out what round number 2 will bring. It looks like Sunny's going all in as well. It's odd that Oscar does this. Chris J, one of the most deadly scout users still to this day. We saw at the Major him have some fantastic rounds with that weapon, so watch out for him. I'm sure Fnatic will be aware. He usually pushes off towards short from B. Where's he going this time? He actually holds at the mid window for now. Looking more towards jungle, not actually fully committing from what I can see at the minimap at least. Now looking towards that mid area, lands the first shot, of course, 1 for 1. Takes Golden down to 31 HP. And we'll see if Oscar can convert anything from that. It is a full investment from mousesports here, and one that's looking quite good right now. Chris J, 2 for 2. As he nails the second shot, takes down Golden.
And gone. Oscar still in position, tries to swing back out with the P250. Can't land the shot against the AK-47, so Lekro wins. Will follow up. Damage from Lekro as well to Rops. Scouts doing reasonable damage, but it can't find any frags. This can't convert them thus far. I think Chris has hit, excuse me, 2 players so far. Go. Transition CZ at range. Needs to reload eventually, and we know that that takes about 16 million leap years.
Yeah, leap years. Are we going from leap speed there to leap years?
Yeah, leap
years.
Okay,
right, fair enough. I don't know why I got leap speed. I was like, what's the word? Leap speed.
Come on. I don't know what you were thinking either.
Well, I got a bit excited. The fact we're on this new studio, there's some fun to be had. Some jokes to be made. Not the best ones, but I try my best. Force buy from mousesports did not work out for them. That means their chances of getting an AWP even less so now as Oscar buys a PT50 this round. He'll be on a rifle. To be fair, he's actually a very well-versed rifler as well. Don't get me wrong. Like, he can still do a lot of damage with the M4, so don't worry about that. It should be a clean sweep. Golden knows it. Mac 10. Going towards the B-bomb side. No one there, I'm afraid. This will be an easy plant and an easy round for Fnatic. They won't find anything. It's a full 5-man stack from mousesports towards A. They'll push the A ramp. Oh, swarming towards it.
Yeah.
Might even be worse keeping 5 players alive than looking at exit frags and T-spawn. Just deny them any sort of cash to be farmed. On the T side, that is.
If Crims throws the Molotov, just jump in the Molotov.
That's true.
Do that old trick. He may now. Damage with the AK. And that's when JW will pounce. So no and frag money gained.
They did manage to deny the Mac 10 any kills. So there's something, if you will. So like we said, Oscar definitely won't get the AWP. He goes for M4 armor, no nades. He could have taken no helmet, but he knew the Mac 10 and the Galil was there, so maybe this is the best bet. No AWP at all for mousesports here. No diffuse kits either. Oscar, no utility at all. This is a rough round. I would say they have to go a little bit more aggressive there. They can't just hold up. in a default manner. I'd like to see something happen here. Oscar will go for the spray through the smoke. And he does a little bit of damage towards JW with the last bullet there, takes another 79, but the MAC-10 thinking about pushing that smoke there didn't happen. Chris J, like we said, opting for a bit of aggression here, but Golden opens things up. Oscar will reply quickly. Chris J still frantically looking towards middle. Necro takes him down eventually. This is a really scrappy round from the CT so far. They have no kits, one smoke, a decoy. That is it. Luckily, Golden and Flusher, not so much anymore, were under-equipped in terms of the weaponry. Golden finds the AK on the ground. 4 on 3, plenty of time remaining. And you can see how thinly spread the CTs are right now. 1 in A, 1 in middle, 1 in B. You really need to have someone step up here. This is a good play from Fnatic, though, to stick together, focus on one area. Looks like they'll fall back towards the A side of the map. At least Crimson Golden now. They'll leave the bomb and T-spawn for now. Oscar somehow sneaks in the underpass. I don't think they'll see this coming.
He's got the jump on Flusha, but just tags him to 21. Smartly, he gets away, doesn't overcommit to it. The problem is that when he gets away, he goes to a mid that they have no information whatsoever as to what is going on. So all he does is run from the frying pan into the fire, Henry, as you would say.
Absolutely. It's not gone too well at all for them. Sticko, as you mentioned, a player that's been in discussion recently to being removed from the squad, does manage to hold his spot. They've been doing very well recently. There's no reason to change the lineup just yet, I think. And the B-bomb, so once again, open for business as Lekro holds towards middle, stops the rotations. Good Molotovs from Fnatic, not giving anything up here. Molotoving towards the forest position, or bench, if you will, and the van. And it will be smokes down, no kits. They can't go for this one. They're going to have to save whatever they have. It's going to be 2 M4s, a smoke, some armor as well. That's if they both survive. So they'll both go towards the palace area right now. It'll be up to Crimson Co to hunt them down. And guaranteed round for Fnatic here. Remember, both of these teams probably took a bit of a break after the major. Long tournament for mousesports there. They had to go through the qualifying process, and they came through. I think they went for the last round, I believe. They had some really tough games, like where they were up 13-2.
That's right.
And they lost through against, was it Space?
QBF.
QBF, that's right. 13-2 lead, and they really didn't know they were going to make the playoffs at all, but they did just about squeak through, and it was not the best event for them. They still managed to look decent overall. It's just some really difficult results to swallow. Just the fact you have a 13-2 lead against a team like QBF and lose that's tough. But 4-0 now, and what are they going to do here, Mouse? Well, they do save the previous M4s. There's always a chance. Sticko and Rops, though. Rops has to be one of the star players here, one of the youngest CSGO pros. Just turned 18 in December. We'll see if he can find any form here. Sticko will be joining him. 2 smokes, make it 3 in total for the CTs.
Lekro's got the angle covered off toward Catwalk. Bless you, Henry.
Thank you.
It's impossible to think that you would ever be blessed, but...
doing all right. Better than I deserve.
I just meant you're more like possessed by Satan or something than you are blessed.
We'll find out eventually.
Sonny pushing out to Catwalk to boost his teammate. Stiko, who does have the gun. He's got Lekro, so that angle covered for that long doesn't really do anything for them because he wins the duel. They fall back. 2 of the rifles finding kills all... Well, one of the 2 rifles, excuse me, finding kills already.
Yeah, it's great they got that pick, but the problem is they won't be able to pick up that gun at all. That's going to be covered for a long time. They could even have time to throw it out the map if they wanted to. 50 seconds now. Smoke towards the entrance of the connector there. Flusher will find their first frag on the T side. And flash up, so that smoke going down slightly more towards jungle, in fact. So nades will come through, just trying to nade the key spots on the map for the CTs. And taken care of there. Flusher takes it down. Rops, like I said, has to step up to the star player here. He had a chance to get more than that. He only gets 1. Certainly had a chance to get a second, but couldn't quite find the shot. 25 seconds remaining. Smoke towards CT spawn. Will deny the rebuttal from Sticko, who could have done something with that 1 gap in the smoke found. And now Sunny left in a 3 versus 1. He'll pick up the M4. Got to have to work. It might have saved this. Flush up. Shot now. Good shot from Sunny. And surely he can't do anything more this round. He could wallbang JW through the ticket if he wanted to, but decides to fall back and hold on to the M4. Realizes this could be out of his reach. Just holding CD spawn for anyone pushing. Trying to find him at the end of the round. Looks like JW will go that way, so he's going to take down JW and pick up the AWP. He almost certainly kills JW here.
You'd expect it with him on 28 HP. Doesn't even look. Oh, that gun barrel shows. So AWP certainly available for Sunny. Doesn't want to commit. Doesn't have to commit. Vomp. Okay, I thought about another map. I was going to say, doesn't have to commit to finding Crims. And he actually, they don't even confront each other. Did Crims go down? No. Nope. They didn't either. So time expires before such time that the exchange occurs. He didn't realize. I think he saw it last second, similar to how I saw it, just flying across the screen. Otherwise, he would have had to go for the battle.
Well, there we go. It's Oscar. He's had one of his trademark real slow starts here. This is a bit worrying for him. He goes at 1 and 5. He is quite an emotional player. He just find it difficult to get back into games. Chris J, good jump, nice move, and then Oscar doesn't seem to be phased right now as he pushes towards the A round very aggressively there with the AWP. Gets a lot of information, has a chance to fall back. That's Chris J, relentless here, pushing off towards Shaw. Nails the first shot, takes down Necro once again. 5 on 4, double AWP setup now from mousesports. Very deadly double AWP setup as well. Remember, Chris J was the main AWPer for a long time in this particular squad. Crims waiting for that smoke to dissipate towards the A ramp, and Robs will be in front of him. He's got the M4A4. It's quite rare to see this armor these days. I think there was a stat recently at the summit. It was only used for 5% of kills or something like that. But Oscar will be taking down the second frag of the round. Both the Orbs doing a very good job right now. This should be a guaranteed round at this point, unless something absolutely disastrous happens.
Golden. Sunny tags him up, but gets taken down immediately after, so mousesports on the board. And we'll go 5-1. Slow starts for a number of teams this evening, in fact. We saw 7-1 twice in our opening matches. In both G2 and FaZe. Each of them with a 7-1 lead, in fact, but only one team came out with a win tonight, FaZe ×2. Fnatic now 5-1. Golden's only 1 and 4, but Crims on this map is just so good. CT side especially, once he gets into the connector position, he can just hold it time and time again very efficiently. I'd love to see a rejuvenated Crims at the B side on Inferno, though. That was my favorite Crims.
Yeah, I would agree. Very, very strong indeed. Strong, almost.
Strong.
As we get into full A execution, you can see the smokes deployed in a synchronized fashion. It means it's a strategy they pulled out of the book, and will Rocket better do anything about it? Pushing through the smoke, it seems. There's always a gap here towards the steps area, and Sunny's found it. Takes down Necro, and there will be another flashbang to come through. It looks like Sunny's about to cause absolute chaos here. There's another kill for him. Can't find the third. Crims finally takes it down, giving them a huge lead to work with. 4 on 2. JW good work here, but not quite enough. He's left Crims in a 3-on-1 situation. Surely he was with this. Sticko starts feeding him, but luckily Chris J can pick up the pieces with his second kill of the round. 5-2, 2 in a row for mousesports now. Money not completely broken. I have one more buy left in them for Fnatic. Mousesports now well and truly on the board.
With that well and truly on the board, they get a double op setup.
Oh yes.
How do you reckon?
It's going to go well. This is when they're at the most deadly. This is why I questioned force buy in the second round from Oscar.
Sunny going aggressive. 1 op to watch out from the window. Chris with his on catwalk. Mid is completely shut down. Sunny gets the kill, falls away. Golden gone. JW next. And Sunny makes no mistake. How do you like your eggs, Henry?
What, in the morning or generally?
Sunny side up was the answer to the question. It might be Sunny side up because he's now got 3 kills. He's looking for a potential ace. Although I don't fathom he gets it because it's all the way over toward B where Flusha is. But he might get Lekro.
There it is. Good shot. Bomb down. Round concluded. Flusha will go down as well. Sunny's getting to the swing of things now. Remember, that was a partial buy from Fnatic. They didn't go all in. They could have certainly bought there, but opting for a cleaner gun round as they go forward here. This is their first showing in the Pro League. We've already had G2 and FaZe. We now bring you 6 maps a day, or 3 matchups. 1 for 6 for Golden. It's 2 kills for Flusha. Nothing really to report about the 2 kills on Oscar and mousesports side. We'll see whether he can get rolling here. It's always a bit scary when he starts finding multiple kills.
Micro gonna work his way onto catwalk, flash over, blinds him, but it catches off the players inside CT as well. Ooh, window with the smoke down, jumping in, noise made. Sunny's got to have known. He's waiting for it. Micro just gets into court, just out of the spray, but Sunny's got enough left over.
Good nades to do some damage for JW. Actually doesn't connect. So Sunny, lucky to be alive here. That was a very scrappy duel. Him and Lekro had there. Good movement for Lekro. You can see the Molotov towards Connector. Smoke on short. Smoking window allows him to get in that position. But like you said, obviously heard and it was taken down in due course. As JW will be boosted up now, trying to find the return frag on Sunny. He knows there's a low HP player around here somewhere, but where would he be? Sunny goes for a very defensive position here, sitting on the kitchen counter. Spotted. Sticko will be able to trade out. Oh my goodness, Christian have a huge miss there. A bad miss, as it is now a 4-on-3. That kill would have guaranteed the round. Sticko's got a grenade out, throws it towards him. His teammate will convert the kill. And it's looking very good for mousesports. Now they've got the double AWP set up out. It's been pretty smooth sailing for them. Golden and Flusher will do what they can. He's just trying to cause damage to the financial situation as Chris J hits another wonderful shot, takes down Flusher.
Good try. Swings out, and it's 5-4. So mousesports definitely turned this game around. Looking solid in doing so. Now we limited cash and therefore weaponry on the Fnatic side. In fact, they're not even going to go for pistols this round. I thought maybe we get Deagles. Okay, now we will. Lekro. Lekro with a Deagle is tantalizing.
Oh yes.
Titillating even.
At the major, I would say if there was an MVP for a particular weapon, he would get the Deagle MVP for sure. Maybe that's something websites can start looking at. Just say like, oh, here's your Deagle
best
MVP.
on each weapon.
And you make a little highlight.
I don't think you call it MVP. I think you just say like...
The Deagles, you come up with a funny name for it. You call it the Deagle, the Deadly Deagle King. The DDK.
Oh, okay, alright. I like that you brought the DDK into it, because Deadly Deagle King I love. Deadly Deagle.
That's what DDK stands for.
Is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I made it up for him.
No, I think you're right. Sunny again. Sunny again. He gets in through a smoky gray cloud. JW just fire back and take him down, but Oscar's got sights for him, and now it's 5-5. 3 kills for Sunny in that round. That gives him a total of 14. He's almost 10 ahead of that, 8 at least ahead of anyone else on his team.
Yeah, I think there's room for something like that. Like, you just make them a little highlight clip, right? And he's like, you're the Deadly Deagle King. I remember at Oakland, right, where Forrest just went bananas with that weapon. And, like, you just thought he deserves a highlight clip just for that performance himself with the Deagle. So,
Dirty Deag? Can we just go Dirty Deag?
Call him the Dirty Deag, yeah. That's nice. Oscar, oh, he's going to be dirty himself as he takes down Lekro there. He takes a lot of damage, but he will fall back toward the connector. And this is a very fast run. I like this stance from mousesports. He's going aggressive every single time, trying to find the first pick. Hasn't worked out too well, but still a 4-on-3 as Crims gets boosted up. 1 minute 30 remaining. Very fast play here from both sides as Crims gets through, but he also has that smoke to negate at this point. Oscar ready and waiting for him. Needs a bit of a shot. He gets tagged up down to 10 HP this time, but manages to take down Crims.
Do you know what I was thinking the other day?
Go on.
The CZ75, they have that pole position skin.
Yeah.
Which is cool and it's right. Oh, Flash gets found. And downed. I'll come back to it because this run actually has potential to get found toward the balcony. In fact, they're going to take up Sticko, but Oscar swings in, manages to drop the bomb inside of the site. W, not much to work with. Look at the HP, but he can't find the kills. 6-5, 6 in a row for mousesports. What if they'd put the pole position on the D? Because then you could have one Pablo Montoya.
Yeah, Pablo, yeah.
One Pablo.
Yeah, the one Pablo.
If Juan were going to win one Formula One race, would Juan have to win one in... I forget how that went. It was like that was a classic.
Well, we'll edit that in the post-production and see whether we can.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can nail that one.
It's going to be Chris J once again. That nice movement towards short, gets up nice and quick with the AWP, moves towards anyone crossing in middle. Then we'll see that the Eagles this time. This scoreline is quickly turned on its head. It's Chris J and Oscar find kills with the AWP. Golden and Lekro to go down. Well, very fast first half, I have to say. Disappointing so far. Yeah, for more, but Oscar team will be dropping. Why are they pushing so much? I couldn't tell you. Trying to point it out, they lose both their AWPs. They'll be recovered, presumably, but didn't have to be this close. Now, Flash with the AWP. This is mousesports getting greedy, I hate to say it, but they didn't have to do anything more after finding those initial 2 kills. Flusher looking for the ace now to clutch this one out. Spot Sticko. He'll fall back towards T-Spawn. Bomb on his back, of course, has a smoke to work with. This could actually be quite nice. Rops, not known to be an AWPer, holds towards the connector. Now they've completely lost track of Flusher. They don't know where he's heading. They're separated, so he can have a single duel wherever he goes. In some ways, he has the advantage in that sense. Sticko AK-47, Rops with the AWP. 1 kill will do it. That will enable a plant for sure. But time ticking away. And the flashbang or smoke towards it. Just you want to wait for that to bloom, surely, before you run in.
He didn't even throw that lined up anywhere.
Right.
He's just Hail Marying, hoping for the best. And he's going to get the worst, I'm afraid, because Sticko is directly in front with an AK-47. 7 rounds unanswered at this point in time for mousesports. Fnatic, where have you gone?
Flush up. There's the eagle in hand. Found Oscar. So fair enough, that kill was fine. But Chris J pushing off like that, that made things very, very expensive indeed. But they do manage to recover one of the AWPs, and still their money's okay. You can see 12k on Sticko, so it's not like that was an impactful moment of the round, or indeed the half. As we get into number 13 here, AKs across the board. No AWP this time for JW. Smoke's going towards middle with the Molotovs as well. Flashbangs from Chris J, but he'll still be brave here. And noble it seems as he manages to take down Lecro and keeps fighting for mousesports in a short position. He can't do anything about it. Good nade for me as well. Sunny's low, but completely lands a nade. Touchdown on towards Golden. And now 5 on 3. Greedy here, Oscar. Just hold up as Chris J goes to town with the AWP once again. That is netting everything. Ever since they picked up this double AWP setup, it's been a nightmare for Fnatic. No real AWP play from Fnatic to answer back. They are getting ravished. There's 4 kills in total for them. Sunny and Codis have to sit back and wait as the opposition are devoured. Round number 14. Money available, but will a buy come through? I would say almost certainly with 4k per player. As you can see, 8 rounds in a row for mousesports. This is why they should maybe focus on not force buy in the second round, get this AWPs out nice and early.
Yeah.
And this is where they're most powerful. Oscar is up there in top 5 AWPers in the world right now. So
Easily. You could argue. I'll go. Yeah, okay, top 5. I'll say that's fair.
Let's keep him on the AWP. Why is he force buy in the second round? Like, come on, this is so strong when he gets it.
I might even say top 4.
Yeah. Just in terms of like when he's at his peak, like the explosive potential he has, a carry in games is unreal.
Taking an explosive. Wow. Oh, Sonny! He wanted to re-smoke it. They walked through it, hits them. They're easily able to draw their attention toward him, and Rops gets one in return. It's Fnatic that gets the opening as a result. Perhaps a bit of luck, but they need that at this point in time. Having lost so many rounds consecutively, so bomb goes down mid-site as well. Can be watched from a plethora of different angles, including that of Palace, which they do have Crim still inside of. I say that. He flirts with the smoke and actually gets outside, which leaves him susceptible to nades, but those nades will head toward Firebox instead. Crim's still looking to try and get something toward jungle, and he makes it work. 7 HP, not only does he get 1, he gets 2. Chris finally gets the kill in return, but he's left in the open, and JW gets the shot. And finally, Fnatic get around, and they do so with 3 players staying alive.
Here's the replay. This is where things got very awkward for Sunny. As soon as he wanted to re-smoke the Palace position, he can sense them coming. He gets caught out. Absolutely. Crims takes him down. As you mentioned, a little bit lucky in that respect, but you create your own luck in this game as Crims manages to convert that push to 2 kills, and it will be round number 15. Double AWP set up once again. Nothing to report in that sense for Fnatic. They'll still win the 5 AK-47s. 5-0. It's 8-5 and now 8-6. Oscar aggressive once more towards the A ramp. A lot of AWPers flirting idea, and he holds his crosshair there so he can flick to either the left or the very top. It's actually nuts he's going for that. Like many AWPers will just go for hold on the left hand side, but he goes in the middle. He's so confident in his flick ability that's kind of nuts that he's going to be trying that. If he goes towards the top, I really hope you get to see it. Crims is coming in, but he's actually holding towards the Palace. So for now, we won't see any flick potential. We will follow that thread though. We can see if that develops. We'll keep a look on the bottom right of the radar.
So nade out from JW. No one up close on catwalk. Sonny, yeah, he's got Golden down already. They know he's in the corner. Okay, JW, listen.
No, come on.
Not PUBG, not Battalion, Counter-Strike. And that's how it's played. You wait for the angle to be favorable, and he ends up getting Sonny down by use of utility. The Molotov thrown up from his teammate, but unfortunately, as they go for the boost, Sticko's gone for the flank. He's come through the underpass. Down goes Flusha. Down goes JW. Down goes Crims.
And just leaving poor old Lecro. As we reel off death reports of Fnatic, it will be Lecro left in round number 15 in an impossible situation we dealt with momentarily. There it is. Oscar takes him down. 9-6 in favor of mousesports after going down 5-0. You have to say, as soon as the double orbs come out, that's when it all falls apart for Fnatic. They didn't have a response for it. The only round they really picked up after that was down to those timings. He went towards Palace. They said, you make your own luck. You can't really put it down to that. But Sunny was ready and waiting, and his crosser out the second before there was smoke. That's when Crims went through the Palace position, and great, he got some good frags off that, but still, mousesports are the better team and then some. Very aggressive, very good at the AWP. This is the round where Fnatic got going. But good flank. A lot of golden spray to get to. Not an easy shot, let me tell you. But there it is, 9-6, and looks like we're going to have another deep game here as mousesports do swap over to the T side now. 9 on the CD side is pretty good. Both teams will be relatively okay with it. They won't be over the moon. Here's the scores on the doors. It will be Crims with 15 kills to 10. Golden 2 for 12. That's best shown from him on first half. Sunny with 17 kills, Rob 7 and 8. Very quiet by his standards as well. Oscar and Chris J, pretty decent game overall by them after going down 0 and 5. Pistol could be very important here as ever. Sports can pick this up and set themselves up for a very likely chance to close it out early, but we'll see. Fnatic always going to be dangerous on the pistols, as we saw over in Boston. Crims continues to go forward.
Yeah, Crims has been back. He back. He gone. He back. I think as well the other cool thing is just seeing the resurgence from JW. You know, we're getting some Renaissance JW, shall we say.
Yeah, it's been great just to see him like looking confident again. I think that's been what he's been missing. Like he's just still been an okay player, like nothing to write home about. He's still like been delivering okay performances, but the majors when you saw him kind of bring back that vintage JW kind of form, which was really fun to watch. Absolutely. So here we go, second half going to begin. You do get 2 minutes in between each half to just discuss tactics like you would at any CS event. You're online for anyone who's not aware, maybe new to the Pro League. And it means you can see some of the more flashier, flamboyant Counter-Strike perhaps when they're on their home setups, very comfortable, and can get away with a little bit more perhaps than being in a stadium and having the crowd noise and all that sort of stuff, an uncomfortable setup. This is when you can see some of the most outrageous Counter-Strike as we get into round number 1 here. Very fast A split coming in from mousesports. Rob's always in the Palace area, this time with the P250. Bit more one-tap potential, a lot more range than the Glock, and we'll see if they can find this first pistol. It's looking likely as Sunny opens things up, takes down Flush, but it didn't account for JW in the corner. He'll take 2, looking for a 3rd. Chris J, you need to hit this shot, my friend. You won't be able to do it just yet, but that sports a lot of time for Fnatic.
A lot of time indeed. Planted, dropped yet again from JW. Chris J, the one to fall, leaving just Rops. And Rops will be patient on the site with a minute to work with. He's got lots of time. No one's going to be coming from CT, however. They're going to gather and hold the position at jungle. Bomb directly in front. All too easy. They know where Rops is. They know he's even crossed over toward triple. Forwardly, even if they have to sacrifice one in doing so, they should be able to trade and take down Rops. JW this round, by the way, although he's sitting back, and Golden's the one to get aggressive. He might find. Oh, no, he won't. And not only that, he's pulled it all back. They've given it up. All they had to do was trade. All they had to do was hold the angle, and none of that transpires. mousesports steal the round. What a round indeed.
He doesn't even have to plant the bomb. They're walking towards him one by one as well. That is horrible. It's questionable as to why they're even holding, or not even holding like tight angles and working off each other. They're all walking in one by one, trying to perhaps get that ace, and
missed.
But maybe it's all a ruse.
No, that was a miss.
Yeah, it's a
he tried to do the strafe throw, which I still don't like.
Seems to be a lot more inconsistent online. I'll say that. I don't remember commenting on it too much in the major.
Yeah, latency and.
Yeah, I guess with the tick rate,
yeah,
and like a ping could be a factor. I don't know really. I'm kind of speaking out my arse there, but
yeah, I know it's one of those things. It's, you know, you're supposed to be the meteorologist.
Well, yeah, I need to do some more research. It seems, yeah. The choke, the lag, the compensation, tick rate.
Do you remember when people used to complain about interp? Like, oh, you interped me, bro.
Yeah, it was.
It was basically you could custom
set
your
Z blocks. You could interp 0-0.
Yeah.
And the mid cross adjusted, you could actually hit that every single time with the AWP because it was.
Yeah.
Either way, 3-on-3.
It was like adjusting your own netcode.
Yeah, it was. And this looked like it was going to be a complicated round for mousesports. It is well recovered though. It's going to be Oscar, Rops, and Sunny finding frags. It's Golden and Crims left at the CZs. Scout picked up by Crims. There's still a chance to win this one considering he has the head armor and full HP. He'll be boosted onto the short box here. It's a nice little idea, but they might just consider saving this armor and Scout UMP combo. I think that's going to be the better call at this stage. It will indeed fall back and get a second bite of the cherry next round, as it will be 11-6 for mousesports. It should be the full eco, but save weaponry now a Galil for Golden makes things a bit more exciting.
Still can't find anything further or any additional guns. So yes, it makes it a little bit more interesting. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult in that they can see another round to mousesports. They'll make it 11-6. So we've seen 3 of 7 maps over 3 matches tonight. Keep in mind. New nuke.
New nuke. I didn't think anyone would play it. I think we saw it on. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, we see the stars later on. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I do remember some of the guys talking about that. I wasn't listening.
We know you don't value their opinions, and you just pretend to.
No, it was earlier in the green room. I had someone mention it. It kind of just went in one ear and out the other. But
hopefully we get a breakdown of all the changes for everyone at home.
Yeah. Initially, but then I started looking into the stitched up a bit, but we'll see. Until it gets played out, I have no idea. I have to see it work out first. As this is the kind of mouse ball run away the round, it's a complete A stack. This is the way they just play them. You've had default, you work out what the stack could be. If you remember some of the blunders we had in the major, when you like win the pistol and you rush B in the second round, you have no information. I think it was Navi that did that. And I remember giving them a good talking to.
Yes, you did. You gave them an earful, even though their ear was full of game noise. Not yet, but
true.
You still gave them. Gave it to them.
But still, this is quite good from Fnatic. They brought out something 3 kills out. This is still possible to win. It's unlikely, but it's still certainly possible. Sticker almost certainly gets 1 kill there.
Oh my god.
That was horrible. That's going to be one of the biggest whiffs in Pro League history.
Unbelievable.
He's actually lost in the round. Oh, the nades!
Oh, has he? They don't have a kit. That is so well recovered by Robs. What a little legend.
Sticko was sweating bullets there. Oh, we get a replay.
I don't think there was any bullets anywhere near him, Henry. What?
Oh, goodness gracious.
My god, and then full 10-second defuse. He could have won around a lot easier.
Like he is
Robs is a savior.
He deserves to give Robs a little kiss there. Maybe to shake his hand, maybe don't give him a kiss.
Listen, not everyone likes to kiss dudes as much as you do, Henry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'd be doing. But either way, it will be Oscar to open things up. That could have been the round that sends him in full tilt. Like, that miss is difficult for even Bardolph to bring to the table. Let him know.
I was already thinking it. Yeah. I didn't want to go there. We did that enough at the major. I think it was on full display.
It's our system.
Goodness golly, was that ever a showcase?
That was a lot of fun.
Lekro, meanwhile, is sitting right side. If Chris takes 2 more steps even, because he's playing a slightly different angle. Ooh, his elbow almost showed there. I was going to say, see the gun barrel. He may still pursue this position, and Lekro's got to be somewhat careful of how he chooses and when he chooses to peek this, especially now that it's down to 3 versus 3. He'll take shots. That's going to give him up. Oscar's there as well. He might have been better to be patient. Chris would have dropped in and had no idea that he was still in the corner. So bomb gets in the site. In fact, they throw it down, but in doing so, they're a bit sloppy. They haven't got the plant yet. Thankfully, Sticko wins the duel against JW, so they will allow the plant now, although Chris changes his angle. He's not confident in it. It doesn't matter. Oscar's got the shot to Golden. That was a 13-6.
Here's that grenade. It saved everything. He actually got hit by some bullets on its way through as well. It's perfectly deployed, and Sticko thanking his lucky stars that actually made it there successfully. 13-6. Deagles now just for Fnatic. mousesports in a very comfortable position. Lekro's legal potential. Oscar thought he'd hit that shot almost certainly, but he doesn't mess around when it comes to the second. 5 on 3 very quickly. Sunny Funny a kill towards middle. There's a bit of damage there. Golden gets the kill, maybe not. Sticko recovers and gets the shot there of the AK. Just Flusher and Lekro remaining. Sunny spots 1, but he can't find the second. Flusher from short. Now the final player for Fnatic. 14-6. Rack 'em up.
Rack 'em up, boys. Knock 'em down, boys. Sorry.
What is that?
I was playing battalion all week and just saying boys every round. I don't know why.
Okay.
Just became a thing. Shout out to B-Dren. He knows what I'm saying.
Well, last chance for Fnatic now. Golden 6 and 16 finished the first half with 2 kills. This has been a very quiet game for him and indeed Flusher. They're normally lights out, Mirage, like especially online. They've had some amazing games in this map. But I think it was they took Astralis down tail end of last season to solidify their #1 position. JW, first kill. Crims chimes in as well. Golden looking actively towards the A ramp there. Oscar finds the first frag for mousesports. This is looking like a CT round almost certainly now. Lecro finds a transitioning Sunny there. And there it is. One of the quickest rounds you'll see in CS. That's over before you could even get going.
Well, with that, at least keep us alive. Well sprayed, well controlled, well held. We mentioned Crims being solid in that position, but we haven't got to see it much yet this game because a lot of attention to be from mousesports, I have to say.
Yes, absolutely. We'll see whether they can find round number 15 early and shut down the economy of Fnatic here. Oscar looking for the same shot, crossing towards a connector. Not going to hit it this time. JW looking on in a similar sort of fashion, crossing over to the mid box. He's not going to be challenging anyone towards short. He's got his teammate Crims to look at that area, along with Flashette as well. Very slow default now from mousesports, not showing much attention towards A at all. You can see just Rops holding the A ramp, not even facing, just going to be waiting for anyone to push him.
Sunny sneaking up the stairs at middle. Crims inside of connector. As always, has Flusha this time as well to play toward Catwalk. Potentially get a pinch play, catch them off in mid. Flusha wants to get more aggressive as Crims backs off. If they go for a cat boost to spot his position, he'll be well suited. Instead, he elects to, behind the Molotov, spray into the smoke, and that receives some attention, perhaps unwanted in his direction. There's the boost I mentioned. He had held that angle, he would have been better served, but he got a little bit anxious, I believe. And now mousesports have a 1-man advantage while still seeking map point.
By Crims.
Yeah, I was going to say, good shot from Crims, but traded by Sunny, so Crims isn't exactly getting on the gas pedal all too convincingly in that spot.
Well, now it's up to Golden, who's had a very, very quiet game thus far. He's trying to deny that bomb, but he's not committing to the spray, and Oscar will punish him for that. 4-on-2 now, JW and Lecro looking down the barrel of match point. JW knows the player coming in, but can't quite find the position with control. Sunny to get the final frag there. 15-7, that's a pretty harsh reset as well for the CTs. They'll have some money, but not a great amount. They're going to have like a couple of rifles, CZs, UMPs, and this could be it. mousesports looking like the better squad so far. Here's Oscar. Going for a little bit of wallbang there. Takes Golden down through the box. Blows off his jaw. And it will be a Famous and an M4 pistols for Flusha, JW and Golden. This is not looking too good. This should be the final round of the map.
Flusha. Quite get a shot out. Molotov dog as well and forced back to the corner. Sunny's got an angle ready and waiting for Flusha as he gets more and more aggressive as well. So map point achieved. Pistols and 2 rifles only for Fnatic. And I have to put my foot in my mouth, having said to Alex that Fnatic was the better team of these two.
Yeah, well, he does know best.
That's why he's the captain.
Indeed. Captain Richardson, reporting for GD. Shortly after this, as it looks Fnatic we're going to give in just then. Crims does find one. That's Oscar through the smoke from the window towards short. And Crims is feeling confident now. He felt like he'd read them, and he has indeed. Ricochet will go down. It's up to Crims to find more and more. He'll finish with just 2, but that's given them a winnable situation at least. Golden desperately trying to find any sort of rifle he can here. He's floundering on the side itself. They'll rotate in, so sure. mousesports go towards A, and that's beneficial, but it gives a chance for them to find some rifles here. Surely JW gets drops, and it will be Robs to find the final frag there. Great performance from mousesports after going down 5-0 map, 16-7 overall.
16-7 overall, a brilliant start on a map that they've played many a time and oft against a team who used to be legends on it, more so a player in specific of Crims' caliber that was able to hold and shut down just about anyone in the world. Rops for me gets MVP. A lot of star, especially on the pistol, pulls it back, and then the nade to salvage around. We're going to go to a short break. We'll come back. We've got the desk, and then we've got our second of 2 head-to-head matches.